What is up, ninjas? My name is Samworld, and today we're going to be going over how to create a metallic vibe to any sound. So this is going to be a good tutorial for people that use presets that want to know a few techniques here, just in case you ever go like, wow, this sound is really good, but it would sound even better if there was metal in there. Adding that metallic vibe might be the way to make the sound more interesting or give you a certain vibe. For instance, one of you guys asked me how to create metallic sounds like 1788L. These techniques I'm about to show in this video are going to help you achieve that sound. So we're going to be doing this inside of Extra Record Serum, guys. Please keep in mind you can do this in any synthesizer that allows you to alter a chorus, to use comb filters in this manner, as well as FM. And the other thing we're also going to be doing is going into Ableton audio effects like the chorus, the Corpus, the Resonators that it has to give, again, a natural sounding metallic vibe so that you can get that metallic vibe in any of your sound. As always, guys, if you want to support the channel, you can go over to evilsounds.com, check out all my sound design work. You like some sounds you hear, support the channel if you want, and let's get straight into this tutorial.
Alright guys, so welcome inside of Ableton. Here we are in Extra Record Serum. So the first thing is, let's just pick a preset, and I'll go here in Confessions Volume 3 and pick this. A very punchy one. Now, there are two surefire ways I can teach you to always get a metallic sound out of any preset. I'm going to show you other ways as well, but they're going to vary because some presets, well, they won't sound as metallic, but they'll definitely sound a little bit more sharper, a little bit more like a fucking knife, I want to say. Alright, now the first thing is the chorus, guys, and the chorus is going to be the first way that I always recommend you guys to go about in making anything sound metallic. Now, we're going to use the mix at a high wet for now, just to kind of get the effect out. Now, what's happening when we use a chorus is the sound is getting brought into the chorus, and pretty much what's happening is it's getting duplicated. The sound is going to get also delayed. The duplications that we created are going to get delayed. Think about it in a choir. When everyone's singing together, they all don't land on the beat. They're all not on the same key in terms of fine, like exactly the same. So the chorus kind of emulates that. It's a good way to get sounds to be in stereo, especially if they're mono-based sounds. But what we're going to use it for is pretty simple. We're going to increase this low-pass filter all the way up. So we get that, and that's like a metal guitar. Fucking massive. And here we're gonna increase the feedback, which increases the effect. You can see it doesn't sound great at all, but the key magic is lowering the shrink, lowering the depth. Now from here, it's just playing with the depth and the delays. Remember, the sound is getting delayed, so this is where we control that. If we increase delay, you kind of hear delay start to come in, and you start to get that weird kind of resonating vibe out of it. If that's what you want, all cool. But we want to use them at low rate. If you want the metallic effect to be a little bit less high-endy, you can use the low-pass filter down, and then we can decrease the. Surefire way of getting a metallic sound, guys. Now the next way is using a delay, which is similar to what we're doing with the chorus, because the chorus is also delaying in a way, except the chorus has like this rate that's going to modulate the pitch if you do use it. However, here what we're going to do is just utilize like a very fast delay on each side, 1 2 5 6 on the other and 1 2 8 on the other. Put the mix really high and then increase the feedback. Here with this bandpass, you can control the EQ of the metal effect. Say we want it there, lower the mix. Let's put an OTT on it. So those are two surefire ways of getting this effect, and they're going to work in any aspect, guys. If you're using a chorus in Ableton, you can do the exact same thing. Okay, so it's just, you know, they sound a bit different because different choruses and all that, but it's going to be the same format. You use a very high feedback, you use a very low rate, like no rate at all, and then you mess with the delays to get like really nice formalities out of it, and then from there, it's going to sound different in any style of sound, like in dubstep wubs, in plucks and whatnot. You can also do this with the delay inside of Ableton to get that vibe. For instance, if you remember, we had like these very fast rates here. All right, so those are surefire ways of getting that effect, guys. Now, the other ways that aren't gonna be as, you know, always work, as you're gonna see, is this route here. Let's say we go with this preset called John Wick. Now, how do we make this metallic? Well, we already know the delay in the chorus route. However, there are other ways. For instance, here we are using a bit of FM, as you can see. So what's happening here is this guy is FMing this guy here. So one of the things we can do to get more of a sharper metallic sound on this is increase the FM. Now, the other thing is increase the FM ratio. So when we have this set to the same octave, that is going to be a ratio of 1:1 in terms of FM pitch ratio. 1:2, you start to get more metallic, more like high screechy sound. As you can see, you can also change the SEM to +7. So now it sounds more like a motherfucking knife in a way. And then we can kind of fine tune there. So that's another way of doing it. Some sounds will sound more metallic when you do this method than others. It's just going to be a bit of what sound we pick. The other thing too is utilizing flange style filters or comb filter here and there. It might work. For instance, here if I go into a flange and pick this one. So those are going to be some of the ways, guys. Now, if you are using Ableton, there are a few other audio effects that you can utilize to get the metallic effect. These are not my favorite way of doing it. They do work well when you're using like percussive sounds where you want a layer, or you're using a sound that's going to be in the same key throughout, because you can definitely get it to sound really nice. But it doesn't work as good because it doesn't go with the flow of the sound when it's changing melody. The first one is the Resonator, which is just a resonation-based plugin. A lot of the metallic sounds are going to have high resonations, and that's what makes that vibe. It's when you use a chorus with high feedback, you tend to get more resonations in the sound. So here, for instance, high wet, just to hear the effect itself. You can see we have that resonation there, that metallic vibe already. But here we can control the color of it, the brightness. We can control the frequency. So by default, you have a bandpass. Let's say we want a very high, bright one that's very punchy. And let's make this sound punchy as well. Let's ease up. Let's make it even punchy. Mono legato this sound, maybe. You can give it that vibe, but again, it's not my favorite. I am gonna say that. However, if you're playing one note, you can definitely pick the note here. Let's say you're playing F, F2. And then from there, you can kind of start to kind of go, all right, I want a +7 from that. But it only works really good when you're hitting that note. If there was a way to kind of make this change with the note we're playing, it would be a lot more useful for sure. But as of now, it works really good when you're using it on drums and whatnot. The other one we can also use is the Corpus, which is very similar to that one. The difference is in the Corpus that we're going to have access to different styles. Different styles of, how do you say it, tones out of it. So we have a marimba. We can control the material. It's just gonna all depend on the tone. Let's make this into a plug where it's just like. But it's not my favorite, again, for the same reason as the other one. If there was a way that I could just have it follow it. But these are ways to give a metallic vibe, guys. And again, it's all about playing around with them. This one sounds pretty cool. So play around with those guys, but those are surefire ways, again, of getting a metallic sound. The chorus, the delay, and then from there with the FM, you can use high FM pitch ratios, you can use flange style filters, you can use the Resonator and the Corpus inside of Ableton. But I hope this tutorial is helpful for some of you guys that have sounds laying around that you want them to sound like a certain artist. Now you know how to do it. Now you know how to add that metallic vibe. And I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. You guys take care and peace out.
I'm losing it.